we're good. I think we're good. Sweet. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Sounds like you guys should be able to hear me and everything. Looks like it. So we are kicked off. Now, I'm trying something weird tonight. What did I just do? Stream all vertical outputs. Okay, does that actually work? I'm trying something weird tonight. I didn't know this, but you can stream on YouTube Shorts. So we're trying it. I don't know how to check if we're live on YouTube Shorts. I'm gonna try going to my account, maybe. Sounds kind of cool if it works, but hope you guys had a good holiday. Hope you guys are having a great time. We are also gonna be pressing the go live button over on TikTok while we try to figure all this out. We'll do bowling, Q&A, and more. Sounds lovely. Let's press the go live button over on the TikTok, and TikTok should be live. We got people live. Let's see, Always Dead, Merry Christmas. Zane, Happy New Year. James, Happy Holidays. Good to see all of you guys. Good to see every single one of you. My stream is looking okay. There we go. That's a little better. All right, we're good there. Now let's see if we're actually live on YouTube Shorts. This would be really cool if we are. We got like 20 people hanging out already on YouTube. What's going on, guys? Today, we're planning a nice little bowling Q&A. I'm guessing a lot of people got bowling balls for the holidays, or they got bowling equipment, or they had tournaments for the holidays. I know sometimes there's like Christmas Eve tournaments that happen, or day before Christmas Eve, or things like that. I know even the weekend before usually gets pretty hectic for it. So we're gonna be talking a lot of bowling stuff. We got a couple comments coming in right now. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion, one stream to the backup. I don't know what that means. More than one ingestion. That's a fun thing. That's not very good. I think we're probably screwy. Stream status is poor. Rutro, that's... Oh, backup server URL. Haha, I think I got it figured out. Sorry, guys. We're going to fix this in just a second. We need our backup stream URL. There we go. Okay. Now, did that fix it? Hopefully. We're going to read a lot of comments that are coming in. Please work. Let's see. Did it work? It still shows that we're on that. Why does it show that? Why work? YouTube also supports that. That ain't it. YouTube not good. Yeah, YouTube is breaking stuff again. But we got TikTok going live. We got a couple of people hanging out there. TikTok, how are y'all doing? We got a couple. Horst, what's going on? See you out there. Bowling Fool, what's up? I'm just fixing some settings quick. I tried something dumb and it didn't work, unsurprisingly. No, that should be okay. Let's go back to our settings. Show our stream. Maybe it's our stream key. Copy that. The thing I followed wasn't the best in terms of like, do this, so maybe this isn't gonna work, because I'm still getting an error, and it looks like you guys are seeing me vertically. So what we're gonna do is not be live vertically, and then we're gonna hopefully go live horizontally. Let's see. It might have kicked my stream out. Okay, that's really fun. Maybe not, though. Hopefully, question mark? Please work. Oh God, that looks so screwy. I look so tiny. No, we are having a lot of problems. We are gonna actually just end the stream and then restart it over on the YouTube side. TikTok, we're gonna stay over there. Horst, guess what? What do you got for me? Why am I so tiny over there? What happened? What happened over there? Let's see, bowling screen. Yeah, why am I just minuscule? Got a lot of people hanging out. It looks kind of funny. All right, let me check it one more time. Maybe I can see it on a different account. What's going on? Sorry for the technical issues. I tried something cheeky. Cheeky did not work. We have David. How do you think a shiny Black Widow compares to the effect? The shiny Black Widow is still going to be a bunch earlier and a bunch smoother than the effect. No, even with that, the effect is always going to be longer. It's just so much longer. Oh, it is fixed on YouTube? Okay, that's a good sign. My side, we are good. Okay, sweet. We might just keep it. We can actually check ourselves out. And then how did I give myself an ad? I'm on my own account. Why you do this? Oh yeah, we look lovely over there. Okay, perfect. So we're good there. We're good on TikTok. All right, we're set. Horse, the road is still the best ball. It is not still the best ball. It is not the best ball at all, actually. And then I gotta reset my chat. Oh my God, everything's breaking. My chat isn't working. Everything is busted. Streaming is fun. There we go. All right, now we got stuff going on. Okay, I can see TikTok chat. I can see YouTube chat. We are set. Let's do it. All right. Sorry for the little bit of a delay and a little bit of issues going on, but let's get right into it. Let's see, David, we hit Pravada, Misty Christmas. It is super foggy actually here in Minnesota for Christmas. It's very weird because it got really warm the last 2 days. Just wild. Let's see, Mick, does the hammer effect fit under the attention star and the hypervenom? The effect is actually above them both. It'll be both stronger and earlier than both of those balls. Our mic is actually good over there too. Sweet. All right, we're good everywhere. All right, let's keep going. Sheila, happy holidays to you too. Norval, happy holidays. Talk to Sully for Christmas. Happy holidays to you. Full bowling full, we saw. YouTube not good. We fixed that. You're vertical with lots of blank space. We are not trying to Taylor Swift it. Ken Redman, I'm sitting in Robert Smith's pro shop. Nice. That's awesome. Really fun place to be. Bowling Fool, happy holidays to everybody. Ed, you're 13. You shot 290 and 710. Do I have potential? Yeah, I guess you'll be okay. You'll do fine over there. That is wild. Let's see. We are good. Ed, averaging 197 in league. That is awesome. Well done. Sheila, you're big now. Perfect. Fixed on YouTube. Zane, I have an absolute power and I'm wondering what your recommendations are for a 3-ball arsenal. Staying in Storm. I'm a 2-handed dominant, rev dominant righty. You have an absolute power. 3-ball arsenal. So absolute power is a weird one. That's like a medium and smooth ball. So I'd recommend like a road warrior and an attention star to go with it. Then you have a solid ball and then 2 pearl balls would fit well. Let's see. Mason, pretty good. Tim Crane, looking for a heavy oil ball. You have the Star, the Pro, the Summit Peak, the Sublime, and the Road. Doesn't need to stay SPI. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have a good spot open for some kind of strong and smooth ball. You're going to have a lot of really good options of like Ion Max if you want to go super strong. You can go Black Widow 3.0, get on the Black Widow gang. You can go things like the XL, the Rotogrip XL if you don't want something insanely strong. That's like a step below things like the Ion Max and stuff. What would be some other options? Motive, you could go Sub-Zero Forge because it's one of the coolest looking bowling balls on the market right now. So a lot of really cool options. A lot of really, really good options there. Any of those would be great. We just have a gift come in on TikTok. What was that? I thought I saw one pop up. Apologies if I missed a gift. I didn't see it at all. What? No. Tell me where things are, TikTok. No. Well, TikTok, we might have had a gift. Thank you if anybody just dropped a gift. It didn't tell me at all. At all. Lynn, should you clean your balls after every session of League? I'd recommend it, especially if you don't wipe the oil off of them during League, then you definitely should clean them every time or every other time after. Sheila, I need a replacement for my Global Zen. League bowler in 3 leagues. Right now, Optimum Idol Pearl is going to be a really good option from Rotogrip. That is the closest thing to the Zen. It'll be a perfect replacement. Cody, left-handed, 15 to 17 miles an hour, 350 revs. Your misses are to the left. Would an XL be good? Yes, actually. You're pretty balanced, a little rev dominant at most. But yes, absolutely. Hey, Nathan, what's going on? Jumping over on the YouTube side, Austin, you have a phase 2. Really enjoying it, but want to change it up. Is the Ascent worth it? The Ascent is going to be pretty close to it, but it is a good option. I would recommend going shiny personally to have something to pair well with it, but a lot of good options. And Nando over on TikTok, thank you for the 10 roses. Appreciate it. Let's see. Mason, you're averaging 241 in league right now. Well done. Well done. I think they just had the high averages for the year get posted or something, or maybe it was last year, but I saw Matt McNeil had it with like 253. So, you know, you're close to that. Lynn, happy holidays to you too. Zane, would a Vibo be a viable option? Let's see. Yes, absolutely it would be. That would take the place of the attention star, Zane. Absolutely. Martrell, I have a Deviate Hater. What ball is stronger than that? Definitely the Brunswick Mesmerize or the Radical Max Bias will be the top two. Nando, just chucking roses out here. We have 40 roses on TikTok. Thank you so much, Nando. Appreciate that. You are just slapping me in the face with roses. Let's see, Michael, you have an NV2 or a melee jab that you trust the most in a Venom Shock, looking to get 2 to 3 more balls. You are a no thumb, 16-mile-an-hour, high rev, high track righty. So you have a lot of smooth stuff. I think you need two pearls to fit with that. I would go like Attention Star's really good, Track Theorem's really good, something around that realm, and then something a little bit weaker like a Track Tundra Blue Fire or a Road Warrior or a Max Thrill Pearl could be really good too with that. Let's see. All right, we're going to jump back over to, we haven't hit any TikTok answers. So TikTok, I'm sorry, we're going to answer all 9,000 comments that are over there. So remember, make sure to drop any questions, bowling or non-bowling related, that you guys have. We're going to answer every single one of them, no matter what. We're going to hit every single one. This is going to be a pretty casual, like, Q&A, mainly bowling Q&A, bowling ball Q&A, tips, tricks, whatever you guys want. There's also, we're going to talk a little bit about some teasers that are coming out from a lot of bowling companies right now. Jesh Plays, thank you for the follow. We have a lot of teasers from a lot of different companies right now for bowling equipment and new bowling balls getting released. So we'll talk a little bit about a lot of those. And then we will just keep jumping around for questions. It looks like TikTok, we're getting a few more people to jump in. So thank you guys over there. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't on both platforms. Helps me out a ton. Absolutely a mile and a half it does. Let's see. Otherwise, I mean, YouTube, we are popping off. We're at 60 people over on YouTube. Thank you guys so much, everyone who's out there. Stan, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's see. Also, YouTube, we're almost at 5,000 subs. We're trying to hit 5,000 before the end of the year. So we are like 40 away, which is super, super cool. So thank you, everybody out there. And Scott James, thank you for the follow over on TikTok too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But let's answer some of these questions. Alec, what's the next ball you should get, Alec? I did not see your other note about what bowling balls you have. So let me know what other balls you have and I'll be able to help out. Clutch, what's going on? Horst, you got another phase 2. I need to do that too, Horst. I need another P2. Let's see. Clutch, you have a purple hammer. Love that. Whatever 260 is fine for me. Hudson, what would be a good ball to pair with the Summit Ascent? How many roses are getting thrown at us right now? Nando with 5 more roses. Thank you so much. Oh my God, there is, and my sound is on? And a super chat on YouTube? What is happening? A $20 super chat. Oh my God, from Always Dead. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're gonna hit that quick, a $20 super chat. I have a Brunswick Blue Ringer, a Hustle BRY, Tour Dynamics, Deviate Vandal, 15 miles an hour and 400 RPM. Any ideas on gaps outside of a spare ball? So you have, what does the Blue Ringer do? Brunswick Blue Ringer. I remember what that ball looked like, but I don't remember what it was. It was a very low-end solid ball. Okay, so that fits as a weak smooth, which is makes sense. So you have a weak smooth, you have the Dynamics, which is like a weak smooth, medium smooth. You have a Vandal, which is like medium smooth. So I would recommend some shiny balls, especially because you're rev dominant. Dead, I would go... Yeah, you have a little bit of everything. So you could go like, I would go a Scorpion Strike to start off the arsenal. That's my personal pick for best medium and sharp bowling ball. And then it looks like you are very rev dominant. So I would go with like a weak shiny bowling ball after that, like the Ivory Rhino or even a Road Warrior might be a little strong, but still could be really good. And also thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate it. All right, TikTok, let's get all of the answers. Nando, is the Phase AI a step down from the Ion Max? Nando, it's actually going to be a couple steps down from the Ion Max. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of balls that fit between the two because the Phase AI is like a medium sharp ball, and then the Ion Max is going to be the strongest and smooth ball from Storm. Quentin, how do I feel about the Heckler? I think the Heckler is really good right now. I think it's It's a very, very underrated piece right now, unfortunately. I think a lot of two-handers would indeed like it, but I think a lot of one-handers would too. It's one of those like mild asymmetrical solid balls that fits in a lot of situations. So I think it's really good right now. I think it is actually a very solid piece. And Stan, what do you think about the Ion Max? I think the Ion Max is one of the best solid ASIM balls that Storm has come out with in a long time. Much better than the Harsh, much, much better than the DNA, as I have a DNA like right behind me that I keep trying to throw and I keep hating every time I throw it. I'd say it's better than a Proton Physics because it's rounder and not as sharp, but overall, I think it's a really good piece. So Ion Max, I think it's the real deal. Alec, you have a Vibo, a Phase 2, and a Night Road. What's the next ball? Vibo, Phase 2, Night Road. That's a really good selection right now. If you need something stronger than a Phase 2, I would go with an XL or an Ion Max. If you want something weaker than a Phase 2, I would go Summit Ascent or IQ Tour or an Ion Pro. I would go Ion Pro below that Phase 2. I think that would be a really good 4-ball arsenal. Stan, of what app is he reading chat? Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, I am live on both TikTok and YouTube right now. I am doubling up. We are multi-streaming right now. So if I miss your question, I'm trying to jump between chats. We have a lot of people hanging out on both platforms right now. So I will get to every single question. So just stick around, grab a nice hot cocoa, keep you warm. If you're horsed and in the Southern Hemisphere, then grab like something cold, I guess, an ice water or something. And then I will definitely hit every single question you guys ask. So Crash, you've been bowling 3 nights a week in 3 different houses, averaging 234 for the last couple weeks. Nice. That is awesome. Well done. That is really good. Jesh plays, you have a Sublime Focus and an Attention Star. Are they a good complement? Absolutely they are. They're a very good complement. Where the Sublime Focus you can go to right before the Attention Star. Let's see. Stan, what do you think? Yep, hit that one. We got all of those. Scott James, thank you for the follow. Nando, yep, we hit that. Clip, 19 to 20 miles an hour and around 450 revs using an IQ Ruby and a Phase AI, struggling with the burn. So yeah, you are highly rev dominant. I would go with something a lot weaker like a Hustle BRY, Hustle M&M, or even the Lightning Blackout could be pretty good for you. Something with a much smaller core and much weaker will be really, really good in that situation. Scott just got the Physics Blackout and shot 235 out of the box. Nice. That ball does look really good. It is still just so strong though. Oh my God, that ball is super, super strong. Myron, what order would you throw these? So we have an Eternity Pie, an Arctic Vibe, a Summit, an Attention Star, and a Ruby. So for League, I would recommend starting with the Summit or the Attention Star. And then if you need less hook, you can go down to your Arctic, and if you need or Ruby, and if you need more hook, you go to the Pie. Let's see. We have what would you recommend next? You have an IQ 78, Purple Hammer, and Envy Tour. You have a lot of solid balls. I would go with a Pearl. I think just any Pearl ball in general is going to be really good for you. Oh, we have so many comments coming in. We have $sign. Thoughts on the Ion Max? I really like the Ion Max. Like I mentioned before, very, very good ball. One of the best balls from Storm for strong and smooth balls in the last couple of years. Also, drink of the day is a Ghost Hydration. Not sponsored at all. Ghost, please sponsor me. It's the Sour Patch Kids Red Berry. This thing is awesome. Their hydration one's super, super good. So it's no caffeine, no sugar. Tastes like a Sour Patch Kid. A little too sweet for some people, but highly recommend for anybody. I have no links or anything to click on to try to buy it either, unfortunately. Let's see. We are at James, what does the pin distance on the ball mean? Absolutely nothing. So for anybody buying a new ball or got a new ball for Christmas or anything like that, remember that most of the numbers on the box of like pin distance and things like that don't mean anything. Don't worry about it. That there really is nothing. And even the weight, as long as it's, 14, 15, or 16, whatever pound you're trying to get, the extra ounces doesn't matter much, if at any. So don't worry about any of that. Every ball is going to be nearly identical in your hands in that regard. If you grab 2 balls with different pin distances on the box and you threw them side by side, there might be a very minute difference, but nothing to care about. Nothing to really care about. Let's see. Lucas Critchlow. Getting an Ion Max drilled Saturday, is that smart? Yes, absolutely. There are so many Ion Maxes getting drilled. Was that the ball of the holidays? Let me know. I mean, this is a lot of people who are saying that they've had Ion Maxes or getting Ion Maxes. Clip, we have an above ball ground return, so I'll definitely have to get a hustle. Oh, that means you have an old center. Masaki, what do you think of the Ebonite Emerge Hybrid? Emerge Hybrid was a low-key really good ball. Disappointing to see it already on super sale, but if you need a really strong and sharp ball, go with the Emerge Hybrid. And Osman, I'm considering where'd it go? I'm considering a weaker option than a Sublime. Which is better, radioactive or real time or rip? You want something weaker than a Sublime? I would go hustle rip or real time. One of those two is going to be the play. I would recommend the rip though. You're slightly rev dominant. Yeah, two-hander, definitely go rip. And James, I was just wondering, my OG theorem has a 1-inch pin just to make me wonder. Nope, don't worry about it. Just puts the CG in a weird spot, but that's not a big deal. Horse got an Ion Max. Jeez, everybody's getting an Ion Max. All right, we're going to jump back over to YouTube for just a second. We have so many people hanging out everywhere, but let's go over to YouTube. I am back with you. We got a lot of comments going on right now. We are going to catch up to all of them, starting with Ken Redman. When people walk in, I'm that back in my day guy. Back in my day, we were using bowling balls made of wood. Hey, you got to have some. Hey, Merry Christmas, Kickstand Kurt. Still one of the best names on YouTube. Pete, I just picked up an Envy Tour Pearl, but already have balls for the burn. Have you heard of any sanded Envy Tour Pearls? Yeah, it actually does look really good sanded. The cover on it is pretty weak, so sanding it will put it like basically as a medium smoothish ball. Really not much around that. Yeah, probably about medium smooth. Won't really get down to weak smooth, but kind of fits in the middle of the medium smooth category. Tim Crane, is there going to be a solid effect coming out from Hammer? There have been a lot of rumors of new effects coming out. I would honestly see a solid effect coming out in the first couple months of the year. I think we're going to get a Pearl Widow first because they just got rid of the Ghost. So I assume that Hammer's order of operations is going to be, we're going to have a Black Widow Pearl of some kind, Black Widow 3.0 Pearl, because the Ghost just got discontinued and we have the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid, but there's no Pearl Widow. So we're going to have that get released. And then I'd assume a little bit later, we're going to have a solid effect. I think they really wanted the effect tour first and before the PBA tour season started, because right now the releases that are going to happen in like January to early February are going to be really focused on PBA and really focused on harder patterns. That's why we've seen the effect tour. That's why we're getting the Jackal Onyx, because that's going to be really good for the tour season. And that's why we're probably going to get this new Storm level that Storm's teasing right now. No one really knows what it is. It's an all black bowling ball. I tend to assume it's urethane-esque at that point. Like, unless it's part of the Blackout series, but I feel like they wouldn't do a Blackout series with a core that's never existed before. It seems like all of the Blackout series is like kind of bringing back old bowling balls and then putting a new cover on them, bringing back old cores, I should say. So I could see the level being like a super smooth urethane-esque ball or like a tour type bowling ball. So that's really what January has. So long story short, yes, I hope there's a solid effect coming. I'd assume it would be like between March and like June that we would see one though. Mick, I'm building my new arsenal for Sport Shot League in my house shot. I'm looking at this Jackal Onyx, Attention Star, Effect Tour, Hypervenom, Cypher, Chill Pearl. Wow. That is actually a perfect arsenal. Yeah, you have all your bases covered, Mick. I don't see any gaps in that. Now it's going to be determining for you where those gaps actually are. And T-Ghost, medium sharp ball from B7. Oh, besides the strike? Come on, that's my easy answer. That's my go-to. That is my go-to answer of what you should have. So outside of the Scorpion Strike, you have the Real Time, which is really good, and you have the No Doubt. I think are going to be the two next best options. I think the Radical No Doubt is going to be a little bit better because it is a true Pearl, and it really has Zen-like qualities, just with a big R on the side for Radical instead of a 900 Global logo. So those would be my recommendations. Let's see. T-Ghost. Oh, Merry Christmas to you too, T-Ghost. Kickstand Kurt, could you have the Optimum Idol and Sub-Zero in the same bag? They're going to be a little close. I think the Optimum's going to be weaker overall, though, so I think they can fit in the same bag yet. Cody Hoffman, highest series. Do you think an XL would come out this year or a new Zen Ball? There's a Zen 25 that's on the USB-C approved list. I'm really hoping that's gonna be a new release soonish. I think a new XL would be really good too, like a Pearl XL, but they really can't because the attention star is right there. That's the tough part is you don't want to overtake the attention star, but I'm wondering if the attention star is going to be close to running its course soon. So I feel like whenever the attention star gets DC'd, we're going to have a Pearl XL would be my hope because I feel like we need a new Pearl XL ball. I was actually just looking at my nuclear cell. For anyone who isn't aware, the nuclear cell was the last Pearl Cell Series bowling ball. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Others were kind of hit or miss on it, but overall, I thought it was fantastic. So it's honestly a 50-50. Honestly, a 50-50 between those two. I'm hoping for new Zen Ball first, honestly. We've had a long time without a Zen Ball. So new Zen Ball would be great. Balrog, you have an Effect Tour, an IQ Tour, and a Spare Ball. Good enough combo for League. You might run into a problem without any Pearl Balls, but I think the IQ can suffice for a lot of it, so you'll be good. Nick B, you have an Attention Star, a Helios, a Road, and an IQ Tour Ruby. Any changes or additions, and you play in a pretty dry house shot. I really like that for a dry house shot. You might need a new solid weekend bowling ball like an IQ or an Ion Pro would be my only recommendation for that. But otherwise, fantastic. And Lynn Tippett, we have a one-handed righty using your thumb, 325 revs at 15 miles an hour off the hand. You are currently having a Gem, an XL, a DNA Coil, an Idol, a Phase 2, and a Zen. Oh, there is the mention of the Zen 25 waiting on it. We aren't sure if that's actually a domestic release or an international release yet, so time will tell. Hopefully, I mean, we're either going to see an announcement tomorrow or next week about what the new Storm Ball or balls are going to be. Actually, it's going to be tomorrow because of that Storm level that they're really showcasing. If we look at the Storm website right now, we do have the not loading. Cool. There it is, 18 hours. So in 18 hours, we're going to have a new announcement for the Storm level is my assumption, but we don't know what it's going to be if there's other stuff with it. But looking at it, if you're looking at a shiny ball, I think an Attention Star would fit really well for you, Lynn. I think that would be a little better for a ball right now. Always Dead, you're very welcome for the advice. Let's see, we have Norval. 6 months into bowling, you have a Raw Hammer Black, but looking to add another ball to my arsenal. Would an Arctic Vibe, Scorpion Strike, or something else be a good addition? I would start with an Arctic Vibe to start, especially if you're newer, and then we can go from there. Kings, you think that the IQ Tour AI would be released at the States? It would be interesting. I think an IQ AI would be really good. I haven't heard if it is or not. We've had rumors that it's being released stateside, but I don't know. I am not in the loop on a lot of that stuff, unfortunately. I only know it really when you guys do. All right, we're gonna stop there at Trek for a second. We're gonna jump back over to TikTok because we have a lot of comments over there. But quick little reminder, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and follow on every platform if you haven't. Helps me out a ton. You guys get notified when we have stuff that when we have wow, words. When we have new videos go live. There we go. Yeah, that. Otherwise, we have bowling Q&A going on, so make sure to ask your questions down below in the comments. I've hit every single one so far. I am a little bit behind, but we're going to keep flying through all of these, so make sure to stick around and I will get to your comment or your question. Otherwise, we have a lot of bowling balls that have been teased in the last couple of weeks. We have had a couple releases from Hammer, from, I believe, Radical had a teaser. I don't know if Brunswick did. I don't think they did. Maybe C300 had one. Because Brunswick brands, what they do is like, their teasers are like a new ball is coming, and then it's somebody holding it, and then it's just blacked out. Like, it's not much of a teaser, or they say a new innovation to the game or something like that. And it's like, meh, that doesn't help us at all. Doesn't really help us in the slightest. But we have a lot of balls probably being announced in the next week or two, hopefully, because everybody stopped for the holidays, except for Motive, who announced the Jackal Onyx 2 weeks ago. But then everyone else is probably going to start dropping their bowling balls here in the next week or two. So more to come on that. We'll have videos on everything, on every new ball within a couple hours of it being announced over the next week or so. So be ready for that. But with that, let's jump back over. We have, oh my God, TikTok, you asked so many questions. I love it. And we had we had a super chat over on the YouTube side. How does the Venom Shock compare to the Phase 2 from David Price? David, thank you for the super chat for $2. Really appreciated. So the Venom Shock is going to be a little bit weaker, but around the same strength down lane. So the Phase 2 is going to be a little bit stronger, which means it's going to hook a little earlier, but they're going to have similar down lane reactions. They're both going to be very smooth, and they're going to be very usable from a lot of parts of the lane, but there's not really going to be a difference for how they react down lane. The Venom Shock's just going to go a little bit further. So Phase 2 into Venom Shock is honestly a really good 1-2 punch. I have both of them, so I've used that in the past. I highly recommend that. Otherwise, David, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, let's get through some of the TikTok comments. Let's see, did mine just freeze? No, we're good. Where are we at? Holy cow. Oh, I saw that one. I saw derp. We're around that. Let's see. Arik. I love my Phase 2. Got a Phase AI. Nice. Love that. What do you think about the Ascent? The Ascent is very good. The Ascent is probably the sleeper ball from Storm for the last year. If you don't like the Phase 2, get a Summit Ascent. It's a good replacement for it. It's a little bit weaker though. Derp, how about that weather? Oh, weather is lovely. We love Minnesota winters. Yeah, no sarcasm at all. Definitely love every second of Minnesota winters. Woo. Horst, I love candy canes. I'm not a big candy cane guy. Honestly, not a big fan of candy canes. I don't know why. Masaki, I just bought an Ion Pro and you're looking for a ball that hooks more and earlier. Phase 2. Definitely go Phase 2 or a Sublime Focus. And thank you for the follow. Lucas, you got a Phase 2 and an Ion Max. And I was looking about getting a weaker ball. Which one should I get? So you have a Phase 2 and an Ion Max. If you want a weaker solid ball, go with an Ion Pro or an IQ Tour. I would personally recommend a Pearl ball, like an Optimum Idol Pearl. Stanley, best ball for my dad, lefty, low rev rate. Wants to start hooking the lane. Stanley, I would go with something a little bit stronger, like an Ion Max or even an Attention Star S2. Actually, no, sorry. Scratch all of that. Origin, 900 Global Origin. That's a ball I need to recommend more. That one's really good, especially if you want to hook the lane a bunch. If you want to stand 5 to 10 boards left if you're righty or right if you're a lefty of where you usually do, get an Origin. Oh, and a Physics Blackout. Good call, Matt. Good call. Let's see. Michael, I have the Attention Star and the Phase AI. Do you think Optimum Idol would be a good ball to get? Yes, absolutely. That would fit well, Michael. Zan, do you have any ideas of what the next release from Storm is? I know the level for sure is going to be announced tomorrow. 100% it has to be, because Storm has, if you go to the stormbowling.com website, they literally have a level on the screen, like an actual leveler. I should have shown you, I just had one out. I was hanging some light things in my office, but yeah, they literally have just a leveler, and the Storm level was approved on the USB-C site like 3 weeks ago. So I know that's coming out. I don't know outside of that. There's been rumors of a Zen 25. There's been rumors of an IQ Tour AI. There's been rumors of what was the other one? I think of a new virtual energy ball, maybe? I don't remember though. Yeah, a lot of rumors. Ahala, I have an Extreme Envy, an Envy Tour, and the Envy Tour Pearl, a Ghost, a Black Widow Pink, and a Radioactive Vibe. Any other balls in the arsenal? You have a lot. You might need a new shiny ball. Actually, no, you're pretty good, Ahala. I really like that. Well done. And Michael, could you do a video on how to read and what each part of an oil pattern printout tells you? Yes, it is on my list. It is absolutely on my list for new video ideas. So that'll be coming in the next couple months. Probably in the next month or so. I have a pretty open January for video ideas, so I will try to make it as soon as I can. Coop, what do you think Storm is going to release tomorrow? Yeah, Storm level for sure. Kyle, is the Summit Ascent a good Zen Master replacement? Actually, yeah. Actually, no, not really. The Summit Ascent is going to be a lot sharper and a little bit longer. And Carter, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Much appreciated. So no, not really. Oh, or a Belmo ball. True, there could be a Belmo ball. Which Pearl bowling ball would you suggest to be the best for me as a two-hander? As a two-hander, Road Warrior's really good, Scorpion Strike's really good, Hyper Venom's really good, or Max Thrill Pearl. So any of those will be good options. Let's see, where are we at? Clunin, I have the Timeless, ProMotion, Trend 2, and I liked all of them. Nice. ProMotion kind of mid. Yeah, ProMotion is very hit or miss unless your name's Luke Rosdahl. Then you adore that thing. Luke, if you're in the YouTube chat, hi. I'm sorry, but you are one of like the 3 people in the world who like the ProMotion. Hey, Matthew, what's going on? Like that clone picked up so far. Good. I'm glad you like the clone. It's very hit or miss for people also. Worst, how can you not like a phase 2? Some people don't like the phase 2. I keep telling the story. There's a bowler in my state has a PBA regional title, his Storm staffer for most of his life, and he's never liked the phase 2. He's always hated every phase ball. He's an idle guy. Idle or the IQ Tour. Han, can you suggest me a strong ball to play on a league night? If you're a two-handed bowler and you need something strong for league, depends on strong, but I would go with like an Attention Star S2. I think that's got a really good league ball that a lot of people are overlooking right now. William, just got the Intense Mindset. Want to replace it with the New Blue? What would be a good option? You want to replace the New Blue. If you want to replace the New Blue, your options are going to be things like the honestly, the Rattler NU will be a really good like 1-2 replacement for it. On currently using a Hammer Raw Pearl and a Venom Shock Solid. Yeah, then definitely go Attention Star S2. Horse, you can't get an Origin. Why is that? User, do you look at the range arrow or the range finders, the arrows or the dots? I'm an arrows guy. I'm team arrows. That's all I look at. I don't look at range finders. I don't look at dots. I'm just pure arrows. And Carter, I've got a TNT, a High Road Pearl, and a Pitch Black in my arsenal. I need another ball to fill the arsenal. TNT, High Road Pearl, Pitch Black. I would go with something above the High Road Pearl, like a Road Warrior or something like that. Also, Lynn, thank you for the $2 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Happy holidays to you. And let's see, where are we at? Michael, daughter loves watching your videos. At a JBT main event this week at South Point. Ooh, hey, Michael, thank you so much. Glad she enjoys watching the videos. Any tips at South Point? So South Point does not hook much. The gutter plays really well. So the longer you can stay on the gutter, the better. Urethane looks really good there. Stronger smooth balls look really good there. They are some of the flattest lanes in the nation. So the less you have to use a ton of angle, the better in that building, especially if the shot is harder. Otherwise, have fun. That building is super cool to bowl in. Clunin, favorite bowler on tour? Ugh. Andrew Anderson's pretty great. He has some beautiful form. I really like bowlers specifically based on their form or personalities. Like D-Tang has an awesome personality, so he's fun to see. Any of the guys that do a lot of social media stuff, but I would say one of those two. Horst hooks too much and you don't like it. That's fair. You like to hook the ball a lot, it sounds like, Horst. All right, and then Josh, he just bought a Summit Peak today, looking for a good solid ball, two-handed. You like the Summit Peak, you could go Summit Ascent, you could go Phase 2, or you could go a Focus. Sublime Focus could be good. And KJ, Primal Rage or the Hyper Venom, which would you choose? I like the Primal Rage better, and a lot of Motive staffers do too, so I would go with that. All right, let's jump over to the YouTube side. We have a ton of comments over there, and almost 100 people over on YouTube. Thank you all for hanging out. Let's see, where did we end off? We had, I think, Trek. What do you think of the NV Tour Pearl and the Theorem Hybrid? Would you recommend someone getting both? I don't think both are needed. I think one or the other. They are different. The NV Tour Pearl is a lot weaker, but it depends how many balls you have in your arsenal. If you only have like 10 balls in your arsenal, if you only have like 3 balls in your arsenal, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have like 10, I would recommend it. And Ken Perkins, you're a balanced bowler. You have an NV Tour, Radical Hitter, Iron Forge, Arctic Vibe, and Purple Hammer. Thoughts on an asymmetrical Pearl? So NV Tour, Hitter, Iron Forge are your main balls. Our phone's going off. You have effect, vaporize, one reverb. I would go vaporize. Vaporize is my personal favorite right now, out of all of those that you mentioned. Big B, is lane courtesy normal during the 10-minute warm up? No. It unfortunately for leagues, there is people like lane courtesy. I am that jerk that doesn't. I am absolutely that jerk that does not care about lane courtesy in practice, because it's practice. It's not a big deal. There are people who will just sit there and wait, and I have very much jumped them, and I have very much made people not happy for it. But practice is really just there. Get as many shots off as you can is kind of the goal, because the first couple minutes for most people is just warming up everything, and then it's actually trying to throw it decent. So I don't think there should be lane courtesy in practice. It's one of my pet peeves, but others would disagree, unfortunately. Bracken, Ion Max is something special. It is good. It is really good. Pravada, it is, and I really want the Ion Max too, but I instead got the Mesmerize. Good call. The Mesmerize is still awesome too. Laser, are blemish balls a good way to save money? Yeah, they actually are. They're really good. People are a little too picky about blemish balls. I don't know. The price is just lower because it looks like it. So, they're a good, if you want to save a couple of bucks on a ball, absolutely a good call. Let's see. Purple Slammer, are you excited for the releases in January for B7? I don't know what they are, man. I would love to be. I just don't know what they are right now. I hope there's a Pearl Widow. Otherwise, the teasers that Brunswick puts out just aren't that great, because it's just the ball blacked out with a little bit of like color splotch, but it's gray and black, so you can't really tell. So I want to be hyped. I just am not yet. I'm not quite yet. Let's see. Big Mike, how do I find if you're rev dominant? So Mike, I have a video on my page telling you if you're speed or rev dominant. For where it is, the situation or the spot that shows if you're more rev or speed dominant is off of the hand. If you're at 17 miles an hour and 350 rev rate, you're considered balanced. And then any difference, if that rev rate is higher and that speed is around the same, or that rev rate is lower and the speed is the same, then it tells if you're more rev dominant or speed dominant. One simple way to check without knowing all your numbers is just, do you have a harder time keeping a ball from hooking too much or not hooking enough? I don't know if I should spoil it. Purple Slammer, you can't come in here just saying that there's information and then not give it. That's just mean. Tell us what you know. We can make this an interrogation if you want. I'll have my people contact your people. I don't have people, but I'll have them still contact you. I'll find people, have them contact your people, and then we'll do the interrogation. Let's see, where are we at? We have Muha. I love that name. Looking to add to my arsenal. You have a phase 4, an accelerate, and a hyped hybrid, and an axe. Any suggestions? So, it's an interesting arsenal. I think one more solid ball would be really good in that. So you have the accelerate, but that's about it. I'd recommend a medium and smooth ball. So your options could be like a Summit Ascent, a Venom Shock could be really good with that category. Hazmat Solid might be a little too strong in my opinion. That's another good choice. So a couple good options there, but I would recommend some kind of solid ball. Hammered Toe. I need a ball to use before the Ruby. You have a phase 2 and a Crimson Jackal, so you have a couple options. A couple really good choices are going to be the Road Warrior or the Optimum Idol Pearl from Storm. From Brunswick, you're going to have the Scorpion Strike or the Radical No Doubt are going to be two of the best ones. From Motive, you're definitely going to have the Primal Rage Evolution is going to be a top dog. All right, Pete, Radical looking to tease a new ball. Oh, Radical did too? I missed that. I didn't see that Radical was teasing one, but we do have Purple Slammer dropping some bowling balls. We don't know if these are true or not. From a lot of you, I never know if you guys just check out the USBC approved list or have insider information, but what Purple Slammer is telling us, who has been correct in the past, is saying there is a Black Widow Mania, a 3D Offset Assault, a Crusher Hybrid, a Troublemaker Solid, and 2 Radical Balls getting announced soon. Huh. What is a Black Widow Mania? And a 3D offset assault. Is that a solid 3D offset? Could be. We haven't seen the 3D offset in a minute. Crusher hybrid. Isn't the Crusher already a hybrid? I think the Crusher is already a hybrid. So that's interesting. Maybe different cover. Troublemaker solid is a good idea. I hope it's not too close to a heckler. And then 2 radical balls. Interesting. We'll see if those are true probably within the next couple weeks. Thank you, though, for the info, Purple Slammer. Appreciate that. I'm curious to see if it comes true. You might be my main source of information coming forward. House Pros Bowling, IQ AI. I don't know. I know it's on the USB-C approved list. I have no idea if there's one coming out, though. It'd be really cool. I think the IQ Core would be really good with AI tech, but I have no idea. I'd be interested. All we know is the storm level for tomorrow, like in 18 hours, I think is what the website said, just because they're showing a level. So that's got to be for sure. Like, it's going to be the storm level. We all know that. It's just if there's going to be anything else. I just can't send the email to you. Are you on staff, Slammer? Is that what this is? Are you a staffer? Let's jump back over to some Q&A stuff. Chris Fisher, my 13-year-old son has been bowling for almost a year. He's getting pretty good. He plays in a league with friends. What would be the next steps? Well, Chris, if your son wants to start hooking the ball or already is, I would recommend getting into some entry-level equipment. First, talk to your pro shop. They'll probably recommend you a Hammer Raw or a Storm Tropical Surge or even a Hustle. So that would be your best option next. Hey, Serenity, thank you for the heart me. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. So those would be my recommendations, Chris. And then it's going to be, I would say, just learning either through coaching in your area, through like a high school program or a middle school program. Finding a coach, using YouTube is a really good option. Just being able to just start building those foundation blocks to be able to get better and better. Oh, Purple Slammer, Radicals, Outer Limits Solid, and a Snapshot. Now, I don't know what that Snapshot is. Outer Limits Solid, though. The Outer Limits was pretty good. Solid one might be a little hooky, but they did just get rid of the Conspiracy. The Radical Conspiracy. The dumbest name of any bowling ball. I'm sorry, Radical. It's not good. It's just not a great name. We got to work on that. But Outer Limits Solid would be interesting. Again, for anybody watching or just tuning in, those are rumors of New Brunswick balls coming out. Do we know if any of them are for sure? Not a clue. Not a clue. Don, are we bowling Sunday? I might put myself through misery again, Don. For context, there's a tournament on Sunday, 40 feet, virtually 1-to-1 pattern. It's an old US Open pattern, and it's not going to be fun. It's in a house that's really bad or a bowling center that's really bad, so we'll see. Let's see. Lynn, thanks a bunch. You are very welcome, Lynn. Tim, your thoughts on the Pure Envy? Pure Envy is very underrated. It is a really good, strong, and smooth ball. It's basically a solid effect right now. That is virtually what it is. It's just a solid effect. Even though it's a hybrid, it acts like a solid hammer effect, which is really cool. Hey, Stephanie, hope you had a good Christmas too. Ken, Robert likes the Pure Envy. It's awesome, Ken. He is absolutely correct. We don't disagree with Robert Smith on this channel. We do not disagree with that man. Let's see. Oh man, we got a lot of comments to catch up on over there. Jason, newer to bowling, you have an Optimum Idol, a Rip, and a spare ball. Wouldn't Attention Star Ion Pro fit the gap? Definitely Attention Star over the Ion Pro, Jason. Let's see. Don Gutter hooks. It doesn't on all the pairs, Don. Steven, you purchased a 3.0. Hate it. Oh, that's shocking. Any other recommendations? Oh, you're highly rev dominant. I would go with something much lower end. Your two options are shining the Black Widow 3.0, like putting a lot of polish on it. Otherwise, I would go with a lower end ball. Go with something like an Arctic Vibe. Go with something like a Scorpion Low Flare. It's going to be a lot weaker and better for you. Big Mike, you have an Ion Max, Ion Pro, and a Tropical Surge. You want to have a 6-ball arsenal to start bowling in tournaments. What 3 balls do I add? You're a righty 2-hander. Not sure on my revs. I'm guessing you're a little rev dominant if you're only 15 miles an hour off the hand. You're going to need a couple Pearl balls with that. So I would go like a Attention Star could be good, or a Virtual Energy Blackout. You could go with an Optimum Idol Pearl. Actually, I'd go Road Warrior and Attention Star, or Road Warrior and a Virtual Energy Blackout. Stephanie, I hope for a new Zen ball, as we all do, and as we all have for many, many months. We all would love A new Zen ball. Lynn, I still love the original Idol. Had one in the box without any holes and just recently got it drilled. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. Robert Casey, new Widow. It sounds, that's what Purple Slammer is saying is rumored is a new Widow. No idea what it is. It's called the Mania, but we'll see. Ken, anything not asymmetrical, Robert, that's what I think. Luke is awesome. Oh, we love Luke Rosto. He has, in my opinion, he has easily the best and most detailed bowling reviews on YouTube, and he deserves so many more subscribers than he has. Like, there's a lot of reviewers who aren't great. Luke is top of the top on one of the best, if not the best. Let's see. Jorge Mesa, what is your view on the Intense Mindset? Amazing, amazing bowling ball. I have a quick review coming out with it very soon. It's a really good asymmetrical pearl. However, it's just overshadowed by a lot of really good asymmetrical pearls from Brunswick right now. And in the market in general, there's so many good ones. So many really good ones. Bowling Fool rolled your first ever phase 2. Very pleased. Nice. It is the GOAT. It is the GOAT. Tigo, strong sharp hammer effect, strong smooth NV Tour, medium sharp scorpion strike, medium smooth GB5, weak and new blue and black hammer. Wow. You're set, T-Ghost. I like that arsenal a lot. You are set. Absolutely set. And Miguel, really want to find the discontinued C300 speed or a top speed? Other than eBay, any other websites? There's a couple of Facebook groups that have older bowling balls for sale. So there's Racks on Racks is one really good one. It is a bowling Facebook group where a lot of people buy and sell used or new bowling balls. Otherwise, I don't know of many others, especially for Brunswick stuff. For Storm, there's a Storm and Rotogrip bowling balls for sale, SRG BBFS. I believe is the name on YouTube or on Facebook. Nick Brown runs it, Storm Staffer. So those would be my recommendation. That's probably the best way to find it. All right. And then Jakey, my current arsenal is an Ion Max, Attention Star, Phase 2, Journey, and a High Road. How can I make it better if it needs to be better? Ion Max, Attention Star, Phase 2, Journey, and High Road. I really like it. How can I don't think it needs to be better, Jakey. I think you're good to go with that. I think you're really good to go with that. All right, let's jump back over to this. Where are we at? Is the Violent Collision a good ball? There are better asymmetrical pearls on the market. There are much better ones. Andres, I got a purple hammer for my first ball. Oh, greetings from Venezuela. Hey, we have welcome. It's an interesting first ball. It's going to hook a lot for you. It's a higher learning curve for urethane, but definitely a better first ball than a lot of others. Let's see. Osman, I have a medium sharp ball. If I want a weaker one for my league, should it be weak sharp or weak smooth? I would go weak sharp, actually. I would go weak sharp, Osman. House Pros, IQAI. Eric, what ball should I get to replace a Dark Code? Virtual Energy Blackout, I think, will be the closest Dark Code replacement right now. Chase, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Brian, Reality or Gem? Definitely go Reality. LDOT, just got my first ball drilled like 30 minutes ago. Wow, LDOT, congrats. That is really cool. That's a big moment. Really, really cool. Serenity, any idea if there will be a new tank coming out? I would assume no, until the Yellow Jacket gets pulled from the ball list. That would be I don't think there will be for a bit. The Yellow Jacket will be there for a while, I think, and then the Tank Rampage will be there for a long time. Alex Summers, do you think the NV Tour could fit weak smooth? I don't think so. Even if you drill it super weak, I don't think it can fit there because the cover is just so strong. It is absolutely, I don't know what word I was going to use there. Definitely wasn't going to be PG. It is one of the strongest cover stocks that Hammer has, if not the strongest. Purple Slammer dropping another rumor on us. Zen 25 is coming. Plus the level. Okay, level we know for sure. Zen 25 coming stateside would be absolutely wild if that happens. Absolutely wild. Randy, what in your opinion do you think about the Hammer Anger? In all honesty, I'm looking for an Anger right now. Don, if you're still in chat, send me an Anger. Send me an Anger, please. I think the Anger is really good. It's a good weak and sharp bowling ball because it's high RG, but it still hooks down lane. So it's better for tournaments and when you need to get way left. So I think it's a really good ball. I've seen really good things about it so far. I think that and the Road Warrior are in like a weird niche spot where they're not like strong core pearls, but they're not as weak as like a Tundra Blue Fire or an IQ Tour Ruby or a Lightning Blackout or something like that. One-handed bowler, we recently got a Criterion, possibly the best ASIM solid I've thrown. That thing is so good. That thing is really, really good. And I love seeing that from track. Absolutely adore seeing that ball being that good. And board, I currently have a Widow 3.0, 2.0 hybrid, and a Summit Peak. Which ball would you recommend I get next? So you have a Widow 3.0, a 2.0 hybrid, and a Summit Peak. I think you need one more solid ball below the Black Widow. Like a Scorpion Low Flare, a Summit Ascent, or a Venom Shock would fit well. Alex Summers, thank you for the follow also. LDOT, what do you think about the Hustle as a beginner ball? Perfect. Absolutely perfect beginner ball. Han, in your opinion, what ball gives you the same reaction like the S2? Is there anything on the market right now like an S2? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that's like an S2. Let me think. Pure Envy is too strong. Crusher, maybe? Ebonite Crusher? Or maybe a prime, not even a Primal Shock. I don't think there is. I think the S2 is in its own category. Maybe a Crusher with it at most. Let's see. Serenity. Bowler's Mart stopped selling the tank, and I see it on sale on $99 for Bowler X. Really? Uh-oh. I'm going to check out the Moda Bowling site for a minute. The Yellow Jacket's still on there. It did not get discontinued from what I'm seeing. Let's check Bowler X quick. Huh. That would be interesting. We're going to check quick if the tank is on sale for $100. The Yellow Jacket. Interesting. Huh. Maybe it got DC'd without anybody knowing it. Fun fact, by the way, there are Rotogrip Magic Gems for $128 on Bowler X. If you need that. There's also Dexter SST8 Pros. Are those in my size? Oh my God, those are in my size. I might be buying a pair of shoes after this. There's a good chance I buy a pair of shoes after this, but let's keep going. Oh, Don, November 6th, it was discontinued. Oh, breaking news, the Yellow Jacket is gone. I didn't know that. Thank you, Don. Thank you. Yellow Jacket is discontinued. Huh. Wild. Purple Slammer, you'll never see Brunswick brands on USB-C lists until day of release anymore. Oh, that's wild. That's really wild. That's good information to know. Serenity, that's what was making me think it's replaced. Well, apparently breaking news. Yellow Jacket's gone. Alex, what would you recommend for a weak smooth? I throw 15 miles an hour and have a 360 rev rate. Weak smooth, you're a little rev dominant. I mean, I would look at my weak and smooth list. So IQ Tour would fit well. Max Thrill Solid is really good right now. What else would work there? Hustle X-Ray if you want super weak. I think those would be probably your top 3 balls. Don, Anger would go too long for you. Yeah, Don, but I only have strong stuff now. I have no weak bowling balls. I have an IQ Ruby, and that's my only weak and sharp bowling ball. It's crazy, and I never really throw that, but my medium sharps are not great right now. I don't have many medium-sized pearls. They all flare a lot. User, what can you pair with a Sublime? Sublime Focus is a good pairing. Summit Ascent is one of my favorite pairings with it. So one of those two might be best. Randy, you have an Extreme Envy, a Hazmat Pearl, and you just got the Anger. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Redneck, I have the Venom Shock and love it, as we all do. I would compare the S2 to a Crusher. That's what I'm thinking too, Slammer. That fits pretty well, I think. William, what do you like better, Fate or Absolute? I'd go Fate. Fate better than Absolute. I didn't like the Absolute, and a lot of people didn't. Thank you for the heart me, by the way, Randy. Appreciate that. All right, let's jump back over here for a minute. Where are we at? Been looking at the Ricochet from Bowling Fool. Do you have that ball or know anyone that rolls it? I have not seen it much. It is a pretty good, like just medium sharp middle of the bag bowling ball. It is better than what we expected. Expectations were low for it. Don't get me wrong, but it is good overall. It is a very solid bowling ball. And Ilhan, in your opinion, what ball gives the same reaction as the S2? We hit that one. I'm thinking the Crusher. Spencer Hildebrand, I currently use an IQ Emerald. When I have to play Fifth Arrow later in the day, sometimes I need something a little less. A Road Warrior will be more hook overall. Yeah, absolutely. The Road Warrior will be more hook in general. So I wouldn't go with that. If you want something with less hook, you'll have to go down to a Hustle at that point. Hustle will be your best bet. Ken, Robert Smith likes his Ricochet. Okay. That's really good to know, actually. I love that we've got a direct connection to Robert Smith to answer some of these. Ken, you are the absolute best. You're the GOAT. Thank you. Dave Anderson, I'm really hoping for an Evoke Hybrid. Ooh, an Evoke Hybrid would be cool. That would be really, really cool. Also, Purple Slammer does say Ricochet is the best ball on the market right now, unbiased, super snappy, and just continues. That would be really cool if it is. That'd be really, really cool if that's the case. I just haven't seen it much and haven't heard much about it, unfortunately, which is really disappointing. Jonathan, you have a Max, a Pro, a Phase 2, and an AI. What should you add next? I think a ball above the AI, like an Attention Star or Virtual Energy Blackout, would fit really well. Warren Hill, been looking at the Hammer Envy Pearl overseas. So I did drill one and I have an Envy Pearl. It hooks a lot less than you'd think. The core is pretty big, but the cover is pretty weak. The cover is very, very weak. So it's a weak cover, stronger core bowling ball. So it kind of fits as a medium sharp, but it's pretty sharp down lane because the core is so big and the cover gets it to go pretty far down lane before it hooks. So I haven't found many situations to throw it very often. I also drilled mine with a longer valve, so it's a little bit longer than what it's supposed to be. But so it hooks later, I should say. Overall, it looks pretty good. The colorway is awesome. The shape is really good if you want to get further left and just throw it at the friction. I think that's where it's going to be best. Corey Rozier. Do you have any gaps? Reality, Sublime, Ion Pro, Effect, Phase 5, and a Purple Hammer. Reality, Sublime, Ion Pro. You really don't. You have a really good arsenal, man. Good job, Corey. Eric, also, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Miguel, you're wondering what C300 is bringing out soon. I just got a notification from my Echo Dot. Cool. I have not heard anything about what is next. Miguel, I'm very curious too. Probably a throwback ball. It seems like what they do right now. Ken, I can confirm 2 of those new releases. We have multiple confirmations of all the new releases. Dead Polymers, Black Widow, and 3D sound like overseas balls. Honestly does. Honestly does. Ken, Dead just wait. Oh. We have so many rumors being thrown around. Dead Polymers, if Radical doesn't release a sneak attack, we riot. The sneak attacks are good. I can't believe people don't like this. They are pretty decent. They're very decent. Don, what are your thoughts on the Radical Super Symmetrical? Is there a huge difference in performance? No, not really. It's pretty much symmetrical. No, it's just a symmetrical ball is all. Franchise, love your channel. Thank you, man. Been bowling for a few months and your channel is a go-to. I have a Phase 2 and a DNA coil. What would you recommend for a third ball? I would go something below your DNA coil. So you could go like Scorpion Strike from Hammer. You could go with a Primal Rage from Motive. You could go with like a Phase AI if you want to pair with the Phase 2. I like the Optimum Idol Pearl a little bit better. Actually, Don, get me an Optimum Idol Pearl too while you're at it. Just start making a list for me of bowling balls to get. But any of those I think will be really good. Dondrick, you just drilled a Theorem, and that ball is special. I hope it doesn't get discontinued. Oh, it won't. Not even close. That thing sells really, really well right now. Absolutely sells well. Steven, thank you for the advice. Of course. Don, you want mine? I've thrown it 3 times. Throw it more. Why haven't you thrown it more? I'll take it if you don't want it, but just throw it more. Mason, I just got my new Motive Max Throw Pearl. That ball is good too. Ball's really good too. Yofo, I'm late to the stream. Oh, don't worry. You were playing your last live Onyx stream. Well, welcome. Welcome, Yofo. Glad to have you here. All right, let's see. Where were we at over here? Jake's Takes Media. I like the name. Best advice for actual practicing, other than going to the lanes trying to replicate YouTube videos. It's going to be just like practicing any other sport where you need to have a purpose when you're going there. You need to have one thing that you focus on, whether it be I want my consistency to be better. I want my hand to be more behind the ball. I want to work on different tricks with my hand to get the ball to do different things. I want to increase my speed. Go to practice with one thing in mind, know what it takes to do that, and then do it. And I always recommend getting videos of yourself. I think being able to see yourself throw a bowling ball and then comparing it to pros or other people on YouTube is really, really important, in my opinion. Eldad, do you watch the CDL? I noticed you wearing a Mutineers sweatshirt a few days ago. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do, Eldad. I'm a big CDL fan. I haven't watched as much this year so far, but I got to catch up on a couple of the matches. Alex, you are very welcome. Arturo, you have a Black Widow Pearl and a Bigfoot Pearl. And recommendation for a third ball. I would recommend a solid ball. Definitely a solid ball like a Hazmat Solid or a GB5. Nick the Quick, what storm ball would you compare to the Crimson Jackal? Ooh. I would say Harsh Reality Pearl. Harsh Reality Pearl will be closest. Him, best ball for dry lane. I think the Anger is going to be pretty good. The Road Warrior is going to be really good. The Ivory Rhino Pro is really, really good right now. So any of those will be best. Popmaster, I have a Widow 3.0, Envision Pearl, and an Absolute. What would you recommend for dry lanes? A lot of them that I actually just mentioned. Ivory Rhino Pro, Hammer Anger, Storm Road Warrior. One of those three will be good for dry lanes. Pirani. There we go. I almost butchered that name. I have an Optimum Idol Solid, a Black Hammer, a New Blue, a Purple Hammer, a Defender Hybrid, a Helios, and a Spare Ball. That's a lot. Let's open that up a little bit as my YouTube analytics checker crashes on me. Cool. Optimum Idol Solid, Black Hammer, New Blue, Purple Hammer, Defender Hybrid. Honestly, I think you need some shiny balls. A middle of the road or Pearl Ball will be really good for you. Upset Barbecue, love the name. Opinion on the Hammer Statement and the Storm Ascent. Storm Ascent, awesome. Hammer Statement, it was good. It's a little old right now, but it was decent. Jake just got a retired Buzzsaw Blue Diamond 6 spare, looking for a semi-entry level performance. You're gonna get that with a Buzzsaw. I think that ball was middle of the road, if I remember right. Not positive though, or is. Pirani, I have an Optima. Yeah, we hit that. SSG. Phase 2, the Road. Phase AI, Zen. Phase 2 is one of the I use the most. Oh, we love that ball. We love that thing. Purple Slammer, I can confirm all of my list is 100% accurate and confirmed. It's the best Widow and best 3D to date. Best Widow is an insane thing to say. That is a massive, massive push. That is wild if true. I want to believe you, Purple Slammer. Absolutely. I think that'd be awesome if it is. Nick the Quick. What storm ball would you... Okay, we hit that one. We hit that. My Phase AI is for sale. If anybody wants a Phase AI, go talk to SSG. DD, best 6-ball arsenal for sport shots. Ooh, go check out a couple of my 6-ball arsenals, and I think a lot of house shot arsenals are still good for sport shots. I think I have a video on my YouTube where I promote that a little bit more, though, for sport shots. All right, let's jump back there. We are at Matt. Ion Max, Physics Blackout, Attention Star, Phase 2, Vibo, Ion Pro, Road Warrior, Fate, Hustle Rip, Two-Hand High Rev. Oh, that's a lot of bowling balls, but looks really good. Robert Young, you have a Black Hammer, New Blue, and Purple Hammer. Do you think it's a good arsenal for rev dominant with slow speed? You also have a Scorpion Low Flare. You struggle with over-under. Urethanes are going to be good for you, but then you're going to need a lot of weaker bowling balls, so good call on the Low Flare. You might, if you struggle with over-under, I'd even get a stronger bowling ball that can be smoother. You could go like Hazmat Solid or GB5. Kenny, have you ever met any good one-hand thumbless players? Or is it more ideal to choose between two-hand or thumb in? I've met a couple. It is much harder. You have to be very, very strong to do one hand, no thumb. That's something we kind of miss with Tom Doherty, who's so good at it, he is a beast. He is a very strong dude. So if you're really strong, it can work. If you're not, kind of tough, a little bit tougher. And then you end up gaining a lot of muscle if you do it a lot, but it's tough to be consistent. Robert Young, hey, thank you, man, for liking the channel. Thanks for coming in. Timbits, is there an average time of the year they release weaker bowling balls? Yes, but I don't remember when it is. January is generally like PBA Tour-esque bowling balls, like stronger smooth balls and urethanes. Weaker balls, I think, are near the end of the year, like April and May, if I remember right. Dead Palmer's Dexter SST6 are the only shoe I can find with a wide enough toe. Ooh, yeah, Dexter has some pretty wide shoes, so that's a good call. Zane, would an Ascent fit in my bag even if I have an absolute power? Yes, they're going to be a little bit close, but yes, it'll still fit. It'll be a lot weaker. James, what ball would you recommend for a slightly speed dominant bowler that has a boatload of axis tilt? I think stronger bowling balls are going to be your play. You're going to like the strong and smooth category on the channel. That's going to be your absolute go-to. Lumpy, how is Max Throw Pearl for the burned up lanes as my last ball on a block? Really good. Definitely a good call. I think that's going to be a really good, that's one of my top 5 weak and sharp bowling balls, which a video just came out for today. Johnny, hey Johnny, I have a Brunswick Punisher bowling shoes. I only recommend upgrading your shoes if you're not pleased with yours, or if yours are wearing down too much, or you're having foot pains. Those are the main reasons. Or like for those, you're going to get interchangeable soles. I don't know if you have those for the Brunswick Punishers. I don't know what those are. So if you already have interchangeable soles and the shoes are working, you don't need to replace them. But if they're wearing down, they're ripping, your feet are starting to hurt, I would recommend upgrading. And we have really, my IQ Ruby is a hook monster, 16 miles an hour, 450 rev rate. Pin is really size, so I have it too strong, or is the sim core the same? So yes, layout still matters for symmetrical balls, but you are highly, highly rev dominant, so you're probably going to need something even weaker than an IQ Ruby. You might need like a Hustle M&M or even one of the Tropical Surges to be a weaker ball. All right, MWR, will the Rotogrip RST Hyperdrive be releasing for the US? The what? The Rotogrip, I gotta look that up. Rotogrip RST Hyperdrive. Is that a bowling ball? Oh, that thing looks so cool. It looks like it released overseas already in December, so I'm gonna lean towards no, unfortunately. I wish it would, though. Choreo, is the Phase 2 the GOAT? Yes. When the High Road's still part of people's arsenal as seen as his Q&A after almost 15 years, I still think the Phase 2 is the GOAT. High Road's still really good. Phase 2 has really stood the test of time a lot better. Absolutely, the Phase 2 has stuck around a little bit more. Hey, Don! Ho, ho, ho. Have Merry Christmas, Don. Good to see you. Shane just got here thinking the new SPI ball will be from Storm. The clue on the website makes me think that. Clue being the bubble level with the Storm Lightning Bolt logo. Oh, it's going to be the Storm level, Shane. Absolutely. It's definitely going to be the Storm level. We don't know much about it or what it is, but definitely the Storm level will be announced tomorrow. So, yeah. It was on the USBC approved list, and what they're showing is a leveler, so definitely the level. Kenny, what would you recommend as a one ball to do it as a two-hander? So Summit Ascent is always a really good just single ball to get. Otherwise, the Road Warrior is another good single ball to get. Licks or likes. My arsenal is an IQ Tour, DNA Coil, Summit Ascent, Statement, High Road Pearl, and a spare ball. So you don't really have much really or stronger solid bowling balls. So I would go with something a little stronger than the Summit Ascent, like an XL. I think an XL would be really good, or a Phase 2 or Sublime Focus, because it looks like you really like Storm stuff. Bowling for Soup. How do people know new balls are coming? So how the general person knows, like us, like you and I, is based on social media. So Storm, for example, if you go to stormbowling.com, they have a little countdown on the top of the website with a level and saying new thing is coming or something, changes are coming, something like that. So that's how we know they have a new ball coming. And then the Brunswick social media pages on Facebook and Instagram and other places have been showing like, this is the next new iteration for Brunswick bowling or things like that, or something new is coming. And that shows that they're going to have new balls coming out soon. A couple people know about them either as staffers, or their pro shop got notes of them, or there's just leaks in general. You'll notice that leaks in bowling happen all the time. It's just how it is. In general in the field, it's very hard to keep news hush hush. All right. Don, why wasn't the Hustle BRY on the weak and sharp list? I think I want to check, Don. Did the BRY come out this year? I'm not positive. It might have. Oh, it did. It did release this year. So I didn't include a hustle on the weak and sharp. Um, I fought I fought back and forth with myself about putting the hustle on it as like a number 5 ball, but there were a lot of other really good pieces that came out on the weak and sharp side that I think needed to be on there first. I think the hustles were probably on number 6 slot. And Don, what do you think of the PBA going away from the PBA League and doing Battle of the Brands? I think it's good because the PBA League just really wasn't getting attention. They were really hoping that there was going to be a lot of hype for it, and there just really wasn't. So hopefully Battle of the Brands, bringing the brands in a little more, will get a little more hype and make fans be a little more like excited to back their favorite one. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Um, so quick little reminder. Thank you all for hanging in. We have almost 100 people over on YouTube right now. Thank you, every single one of you. This is a massive stream, especially for bowling. So thank you, every one of you, for hanging in. TikTok, we've got a lot of people jumping in and out. Thank you guys so much over there. Really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't. Make sure to follow or subscribe if you haven't. Also, we have a lot of cool videos coming out soon. I was editing a bunch like all day today. There's some really cool ones on the in the works right now. But otherwise, let's get back to more questions. I need to find where I was on this side. Where are we at? Oh boy. What is the best high performance solid right now? I had the Brunswick Mesmerize as my best strong and smooth ball. Otherwise, the phase 2 is always top of the top. Dee, what's my 6 ball arsenal? Right now, I've been playing around with my strong and smooth category. It's either proton physics or reality. Then over to, well, no, effect tour. Effect tour is my strong smooth. My strong sharp is kind of all over the place right now. I tried the Envy Pearl. It didn't really fit there. I had a Quantum Evo there and it wasn't the best. I sanded it a little bit. What else do I have? I don't remember my bowling balls ever. Track Theorem was really good there, and the Infinite Physics in that strong sharp category. Medium smooth, always phase 2. And then medium sharp, I have the Web Pearl, the old Web Pearl from Hammer. And then weak smooth, I think I have the low flare. And then the weak sharp category, I always put my IQ Ruby. So that's my 6 ball arsenal. I'll have a video coming out with more of that soon. I have a couple more balls on the way too. And Don, who might not be hanging out in chat anymore, it doesn't look like, is going to definitely give me more. He better, at least. I'm just going to keep bothering him until he gives me a bowling ball. Ryan Leach, would you recommend the Gem or the Max for heavy oil? The Gem is best if you really need a ball to hook. The Ion Max is more versatile though. And then email, what's your opinion on urethane as a spare ball? So actually, story time, quick little story time from this last weekend, because I haven't told stream this yet. So I was at a tournament this weekend, and in practice, I used turbo switch grips, and my thumb got caught on my thumb slug when I was releasing my spare ball in practice, and it ripped out the turbo sleeve. It didn't rip it out enough, though, for me to take it out, glue it, and put it back in, though. So my spare ball was out of commission all day. So I used my purple hammer that I had, and it felt really good. Now, I was, putting no rotation on it and like kind of trying to make my thumb go towards whatever pin I was shooting at, and it felt really good. So urethane is definitely a good option. I still prefer plastic because you can throw it the exact same as your strike shot. I still think that's your best choice, but urethane is a good second option for spares. Redneck Bowler, what's your favorite motive ball? Venom Shock. I still have my second or third Venom Shock on the shelf behind me that I need to like get fixed up. I need to switch the finger grips on them. Let's see. Caden, currently bowling with an Effect Tour, a Road Warrior, and a High Road Nano. I really like that right now. I think a stronger Pearl Ball above the Road Warrior is good, like an Attention Star or a Virtual Energy Blackout, or even an Optimum Idol Pearl will be good. Wolverine, High Road, Night Road. Andy, I just picked up an Ion Max, and I also have a Verge Solid Accelerate. What would the Max will replace the Accelerate. We'll replace the Accelerate over the Verge Solid. Triple I, what's the best urethane ball in your opinion? Purple Hammer. 100% the Purple Hammer. Don, how did Fargo go? Fargo was, I threw it pretty well. I made the right choices on every game except for game one of both blocks. So it was a 2-day tournament, and you had 6 games on Saturday, 6 games on Sunday, no matter for everybody, no matter what. It was a team tournament, and I went 120 under for my game ones combined, which was not great. 125 day one. That was fun. Could not get anything to work. I was very good at splitting, very good at leaving pins that were far apart that day. Outside of that, I did pretty well. I was like 100 over for the other 10 games. So not bad. Should have been better, honestly. I had a lot of miss shots and things like that, but overall it was fine. Jake Bummy, best Pearl ball for between an Arctic and a Hazmat. Scorpion Strike. Jay, thoughts on the new Jackal Crimson? Jackal Crimson is a really good shiny ball from Motive. I think there are better asymmetrical pearls on the market, but overall it is good. Overall it is a fantastic ball from Motive. One of the best pearl jackals, probably the best pearl jackal. Let's see. We have Tactless Ace. What should you add? Tactless Word Ace, my bad. What should I add to my arsenal? I currently have a Sensor Solid, a Stealth Pearl, and a Motive Super Rally. Ooh. What are you missing? You have a lot of weaker bowling balls, so you might need something a little bit stronger, Ace. You have a Sensor Solid, so you could go above that to like a Criterion or you have a Stealth Pearl. Maybe a Theorem above that? A Theorem or a Criterion, and you'll be good. Yofo, what are your tips on shooting 10 pins? Currently, I shoot my spares differently from my normal swing. I tend to throw it slower and try to roll end over end. So the goal with a lot of spares is just throwing it as similar as you can to your strike shots. That is your overall goal, but otherwise just having your second option is just having a system. Having some kind of just systematic, consistent way to throw at them. Throwing it slower and changing your swing is never the best idea. I think changing your release is okay, but otherwise plastic and throwing it the same is going to be your best bet. And if a plastic ball hooks too much for you, then you definitely want to change your release, but I never recommend changing your swing because that makes your throw a little bit out of whack. Bowling for Soup, did Brunswick buy a new company? Ooh, we haven't brought this up yet. Let's go. We're going to have fun. We are going to have a lot of fun with this one. No, they did not. Brunswick Bowling was trying to buy Classic Products, which is a bowling ball distributor. So they're the middleman between a bowling ball company like Brunswick and a pro shop. So at a pro shop, you buy your bowling balls from these distributors, from these middlemen, and then the middlemen buy a bowling ball from the bowling ball company. So like Classic Bowling Products buys bowling balls from Brunswick, and then a pro shop buys their bowling balls from Classic. Well, Brunswick was trying to say, screw it, let's buy the middleman. And they tried. They had a deal set up, but there was a lot of weird details that weren't figured out of like, will Brunswick still sell other companies' equipment? Because Classic is the biggest distributor in the nation. So would Classic still be able to sell Storm products or Motive products? The answer was yes, but with kind of an asterisk, and they weren't sure yet. Long story short, the deal fell through. The deal died. Brunswick did not buy them, and Classic is still good to go. So yes, Brunswick tried, but they did not. They backed out last second. Chris, was recommended I use an Attention Star S2 when I need to step down from my Mesmerize. Yeah, that is a really good step down, Chris. That is. Bradley, what is the ball of the year? You're going to find out on December 29th. On December 29th, we have our top 5 bowling balls of the year. Now, we have some tells. We have 6 videos out right now showing what I think the top 5 of each category are. So you could make some ideas through that. There are a couple options that I recommend a lot that I think are going to be up there on the list, but I cannot say it. I can't ruin the video for you guys. Also, Jerome with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Jerome. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. I see you have a question. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. You have a Widow 3.0 and a low flare. You're trying to decide between a Harsh Pearl and an Ion Pro. I would not recommend an Ion Pro. I would go Harsh Pearl between the two. I think that'll be a little better. I would even go something, you could go Harsh Pearl, or even if you want to go Hammer Effect could be really good too. But happy holidays to you. And we are on Obic. I'm throwing an OG Primal Rage, a Marble Pearl, a Lock, and a Forza. Whew, those are very old bowling balls. So Primal Rage is medium sharp. Marble Pearl is around that too. The Lock is strong smooth to strong sharp. OG Forza is kind of medium sharp. I think you need a little more smooth stuff, Obeek. I think you're going to need a solid ball and you'll be good to go. Don, are we practicing tomorrow? Yes. When do you want to go? I'm off work at 10:30. So I think you're going to need something smoother, like a Summit Ascent is a good start because you have a lot of older equipment, so the newer stuff will just generally hook more. So I think a Summit Ascent will fit well with that if you want to stick with Storm. If you don't, I think a Venom Shock would also fit pretty well with that arsenal. Dusty, what do you think about drilling a low flare pin down for a burn ball? If you put a little bit of shine on it or bring it to like 3,000 grit, absolutely it'll be good for that. Whiskey, hey Whiskey, what's going on? We've got our one hand no thumber in the building. Ruptured your, whoa, hold on. Ruptured your bicep 12 weeks ago? First bowling related trauma at my local ER. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I'm very sorry. That sounds terrible, but that is you are the first. Did they give you like a sticker or something, like a little plaque and took your picture by it, like first bowling injury? Don't muscle the ball. Yes, do not muscle the ball. It is not a good idea. Bowling lefty sucks unless you're a lefty. Nah, bowling lefty sucks in general. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love all the lefties out there in chat. Sometimes. Anti-B-Man. I was looking at getting a big ball. Don, we have a meeting at 10. Should be done by 10:30, 11. Deal. Sounds good. I'll be there as early as I can. I was looking at getting a big ball. I'm stuck between the Mesmerize and the Max. Your speed dominant. Is the Brunswick not as strong? The Brunswick ball is a little bit stronger, actually. It'll be a little bit stronger than the Ion Max. Yofo, the Ascent is the only ball I haven't bowled over 200. Should I play straighter? I currently shoot from 6th arrow. Yeah, I would recommend going a little straighter with it. Absolutely. We have another super chat. Another super chat from David Price for $5. Thank you, David. How does the Venom Shot compare most to the Ion Pro? Would you be able to handle a ball with an AI core and HK22C core? Would we be able to? So between the Venom Shock and the Ion Pro, they're fairly similar. The Ion Pro is going to actually be a little bit sharper. It's going to be, in my opinion, a little bit longer and a little bit sharper than the Venom Shock. So it'll be weaker in general. And as for could the world handle AI core HK22C, I don't think there's ever a day that we're going to see that until the world explodes. If it did, the world would explode. But would that reaction be good? Yes, it would be a phenomenal reaction. You just put, and then you throw Duramax on it too, because why not? Because that's Motive's big thing. 100% would kill it. But we will never see that day. That will never see the light of day, unfortunately. But thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's see. Johnny, the interchangeable shoe, but you still have problems with sticking. It probably isn't the shoe itself then, but you could get a new shoe. That is an option. I don't hate the idea of new shoes, especially if it's been a couple years. Kenny, can the road be thrown on fresher all games? Even my league is 4 games. Oh, absolutely it can. Absolutely it can. It is possible. Any ball could be thrown all 4 games. Like you can throw a ball 10 games straight if you have good if you have good ball motion, you're good to go. But odds are not that high. Enoch, merry belated Christmas. Same to you. Same to you. Good seeing ya. Raccoon, what is a 2LS layout you recommend for weak sharp balls like Lightning Blackout? 5x5x3 is 5x5x3 or 5x5x2 is my personal favorite. Bill and Lauren do stuff. I used to throw a Storm Special Agent. What would compare? Oh Lord, what is the Storm Special Agent? That was out before I started bowling. 2006, in case anyone was curious. It is a R2S 248055. That has really similar numbers to like a Sublime Focus. I'd say Sublime Focus would be close. Don, you love your pitch black for spares? There we go. Urethane for spares. And Norval, follow-up question. Max Throw Pearl or Arctic Vibe after my raw hammer? I would go Max Throw Pearl. Will be a good ball down. All right. Let's see. Did we have David? Good grief. I promise I'm not wasted with all those typos. Too much eggnog for David. That happens. That happens. All right. What are we missing on this side? Let's see. Big Tuck. Best cheap beginner ball under like 130. If you're just starting bowling, get a raw. It's going to be well under 130. King Die. Thoughts on the Vibo pairing with the Ion Max? Very good combo. Very good combo. And Swim, you have a Black Widow 3.0. Is that a good ASIM ball to stick with for a while? Absolutely it is. Yes. And Swim, difference between the 3.0 and the Effect Tour. The 3.0 is going to flare a lot more. A ton more. So I would recommend 3.0 is going to be earlier and smoother, and then the Effect Tour will be right after it. Also, John, thank you for the share. Appreciate that. Tasty Peng. I'm a slow bowler. Do I go for a solid? Go for a pearl if you throw it slower. Absolutely go for a pearl. Swim. Black Widow 3.0. Yeah, no, I got you, Swim. Don't worry. 716. Is the Ion Pro garbage? No, it is not garbage. It is very good, especially for leagues. It just might not be exactly what you expect. It might be a little longer and sharper than you really expect it to be. Joseph, can you build an arsenal using all Storm equipment? Yes, I have a ton of videos on my channel for Storm only stuff. Go check out the YouTube page or the TikTok. The TikTok, it's in my arsenal guides. And then YouTube, just look up Storm Arsenal and you'll find them. Oh, and for sure, Swim, absolutely. Brandon, Black Widow 2.0 hybrid versus the low flare. The hybrid is going to be a lot sharper and a little bit about the same length, but a lot sharper than the low flare. And it's going to do better at with angle. Yeah, you were right. Was wondering if I knew what you knew I was talking about. Oh, absolutely. I got you. I got you, Spots. All right, where are we at? Jerome, we hit yours. Adam, I heard the new Storm Ball releasing is called The Level. Is part urethane. I haven't heard if it's part urethane. Some people have kind of said that on and off, but I am not sure. I just know it is the Storm Level being announced tomorrow. It looks like around noon. So whenever that, so Dawn, if you're still in chat, we are going to have to pause our practice for me to record a video for that Storm Level when it gets released. Spencer, you have the Effect Tour, the Theorem Pearl, the GB2, the Low Flare, the IQ Tour Emerald. I'm thinking about replacing my GB2. What's a symmetrical ball that fits that hooks less than a GB2 or flares less? The Scorpion Low Flare is always a good one. That hooks less or flares less. IQ Tour is going to be your best other option. And Don, top 6 releases for 2024 watching. Yeah, it is 12/29 is when that video drops. 12/29. Pravada, I'm finally at the bowling alley. Nice, love that. Don, live stream practice session. If I got decent internet and could do it on my phone, and my phone wouldn't explode into a million pieces, I think I would. I have been recording myself practicing. I've been miking myself up a little bit. I say a lot of, I swear a lot in those practices, so I need to, edit it out a little bit so TikTok and YouTube like it, but I will have some mic'd up practices coming out soon. Adam, do you know anything about the new Storm Ball? Yes. Yep, we hit that. Average Yote, hello. Hey, Yote, welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Is it Schlerman? I scored a Storm Nova, a Radical Informer, and a Zen. Ooh, you did well. Nice job. I love the name too, Schlerman. Yeah, you did really well. Delivery to Joe. Any idea what the new hammer is going to be? So somebody mentioned a new 3D offset, and then somebody also mentioned a Black Widow. So that was Purple Slammer from earlier, who said that it's very legit and totally going to happen. So I think in Purple Slammer we trust. In the Purple Schlammer, we never don't trust Purple Hammer fans either. Like, that's just got to be. This Ghost Hydration is so good. Oh my god. I have one more in the fridge and I need to buy a lot more from Amazon. Ghost, please send me more for free. I would love that. I'm going to buy them anyway, so it's a bad business move to send them to me for free, but like, I'd appreciate it. Let's see. Good deal. Bill and Lauren, you are welcome. Johnny, it's been over 2 years. A friend has the same shoe and changed the SST8. Oh, then I would recommend it. I like every 2 to 4 years changing your shoes. Always Dead. How do you see the difference between hand effect? How How do you wait? How do you see the difference between the Hammer Effect Tour and the Tour Dynamics? The Hammer Effect Tour is much earlier and smoother. The Tour Dynamics was weird because they gave it a weaker cover stock, but then they gave it that super weak core. So it's kind of like an IQ Tour, where the Hammer Effect Tour is super early and strong. Also, L Poet, thank you for the follow on TikTok. So the Effect Tour is going to be much, much earlier. Much, much earlier. Like one of my local pro shops has a used Booyah. The Booyah was a really old urethane, but it's pretty good. It was 900 Global's urethane before they merged with Storm. It was better than like an IQ 78, but worse than something like a Purple Hammer or a Pitch Black. Also, Don says 1 o'clock for the release time for the Storm counter. We'll both have fried out by then. That is true. We will, by far. That's awesome. We will have fried out by then. Adam to Good, thank you for the reply. Absolutely, you're welcome. Inside info. I don't get much inside info, Adam. I really just kind of like repeat what a lot of viewers say. I just hope there's viewers out there who have inside information, and I'm just the little messenger boy who probably is wrong. So I give you guys all the information I get from other viewers, and I hope that other viewers have more insider info. Cooper, any gaps in the Ion Max, the Blackout, the AI, and the Phase 2? Not really. Yeah, not really. I would say it's a pretty good arsenal, Cooper. Are you on another platform to follow? Yes, I am. Right now I'm streaming on YouTube and TikTok, but I'm also on Instagram. So also go check out Instagram. And if the TikTok ban actually goes through, I need to make a video about this. I might join that new Lemonade platform. I don't know what it is, but I might need to join that or try to create another platform somewhere. But right now, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok are the main 3 places to find me. I might make a Discord soon too. That might happen. Bill and Lauren, why do they release so many new balls every year? Is it just because the PBA 2-year rule? It is not actually. In general, bowling ball companies have found the more balls they release, the higher their sales numbers are, and those sales numbers are they pay for the R&D and all the work for a new bowling ball most of the time, as long as the ball's pretty okay. So they found that if they release, like this year there was about 90 bowling balls released, they found releasing 90 they get more money, and it was 90 for all 11 brands combined, so less than that, but they find that they make more money doing that than if they release like 50 a year or something, or if all 11 brands combined had 50 a year. So it's just a money thing, really. Money and marketing. Easier to sell something new than something old. Emerson, thank you for the follow on TikTok. John, I like throwing different brands. I will not be on staff in this lifetime, which is a-okay. I always recommend throwing other brands and at least trying a ball from every brand just to know what fits your game best. Like for me, I need earlier rolling bowling balls, so then a lot of the Brunswick brands roll a little bit better for me, and even Motive brands than the Storm stuff. Kenny, can the Hammer Effect Pearl be thrown all games of League, or will it be tough? Oh, it can, absolutely. If you had to only throw one brand, we'll hit the first one. Yes, the effect can definitely be thrown for all 3 games. If you had to throw one brand, what would it be? That's a loaded question. Right now, if you had to just twist my arm and tell me you can throw one brand for the rest of your life with the lineups out right now, I like Hammer's lineup best because it's the most well-rounded. Storm has a really good lineup out right now, but Hammer, if we had to pick one single actual brand and not like all 7 Brunswick brands, I would go Hammer. If I had to go a generic group of brands, I think it would have to be SPI right now. I have a little more faith in them because Brunswick had a really bad stretch where Storm hasn't really had that bad of a stretch. Don, Phase 2, just get more Phase 2s. I do need a new Phase 2, Don, so send me one of those, please. I'm just going to keep throwing stuff at Don to send me. It's great. Find somebody that you can tell to buy you bowling balls and see if they do it or not, because, I mean, it never hurts to ask. Surface Phase 2, Shiny Phase 2. I actually have my old Phase 2 I do need to play with a little bit. So I was going through my closet. I have way too many bowling balls still. And I have my original Phase 2, my first one that I've thrown, that had approximately 4.5 billion games on it, maybe 4.6 billion games on it. And I have my new one, which has only about 2 billion games on it right now. So I'm going to be grabbing both of them, trying them out a little more. Yofo, would a two-handed lefty bowling a house shot benefit from using a purple hammer? And would you bowl straight or angled? I would recommend straight. Yofo, you do hook it a little bit more, so you might have to put a little more angle on it, but that can be good for a lefty on a house shot. Absolutely. Average Yote, currently only have one ball. How do you decide when or if you need another one? If you notice that you're in a situation where you just cannot strike, like you're leaving a lot of corner pins when you're hitting the pocket, or you just can't control your ball anymore, that's usually when you need a new ball to fit with a different condition, because the reason to buy a new bowling ball is to fit a different situation that's happening. Ken, what color is the 3D offset to Slammer? I don't think Slammer's in chat anymore. I'm not seeing them around anymore. So I don't think that will unfortunately be answered, Ken. Psych, have you checked out the new overseas release, the Smart Solution? No, I haven't, but I have seen that solution line. It's kind of like the new Attention. Oh, no. Storm Smart bowling ball. Don't just look up Storm Smart Solution. Doesn't really get you anywhere. Berry Splash looks like an absolute pretty strong core. NEX Salt. It has NEX. Ooh, I adore NEX Solid. It is my favorite cover stock on one of my favorite bowling balls, which is the Storm Axiom. That looks awesome. That looks really cool. I like that. All right, let's jump back over. We have a lot going on the TikToks. Where are we at? There we go. Peng, for slow speed bowler, which one's better, sim or asim? Definitely symmetrical, Peng. Definitely symmetrical. I have the Ion Max and you drop the gem. To be honest, I'm not too impressed with the Ion Max. Oh, that's interesting, 716. And Peng, thank you for the share. Steve Jones, strongest ASIM Pearl on the market right now. Harsh Reality Pearl, I think, is going to be the strongest. Crimson Jackal is right behind it, though. Matthew Smith, what is a good choice for... Oh, no, Origin. That one's not a hybrid. Origin would be there, too, but it's a hybrid. Potato, really. Matthew Smith, what is a good choice for speed-dominant, low-rev league bowler? Speed-dominant, low-rev... You're going to like stronger bowling balls. You're going to like the asymmetrical lines. It's a pretty broad range. Rotogrip XL is pretty good. Black Widow is always a good choice. Attention Star S2 is really good. You might like an Evoke if you want a lot of hook. Those are just a couple options, Matthew. I did see Ken. People usually buy a different ball over the same. Oh, that too. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that is a good point, Ken. People really like buying a new ball instead of buying the same one over and over. It's really just tournament guys that buy the same one over and over. Let's see. Richard, do you think the Arctic Vibe and a Raw would be a good 1-2 punch for the low end? Yes, it would be. That would be a really good 1-2 punch for the low end of the bag. Joseph, could you have an Origin and an Attention Star in the same bag? Absolutely, you could. 100%. 716, you have an Ion Max right now and drop the gem. You're not impressed. Yeah, let me know why that is. For an early ball, it doesn't really hook early. So that's sometimes a Storm issue. Like, Storm balls generally hook later than Brunswick or Motive. So that might be part of the play too. You might like something like a Mesmerize a little better. Let's see. El Poet, what's a good ball for dry to medium lane? I think we kind of hit that. Richard, do you think yeah, we hit that. Emerson, Raw versus Rhino. I'll always go a Hammer Raw over the Rhino. I think it's a little higher end. Richard, yeah, we hit that. Joseph, yeah, we hit it. Don, Origin could still win Ball of the Year. Origin is good. Don, get me an Origin. It is looked really good. It just hooks so much on everything. It is very unique. It's a very, very unique ball. I haven't seen it as much as I would have liked so far. I think it'll be really good for speed dominant guys. So someone like me would love it. And a lot of you out there, I think, would really like the Origin. We hit that. Goofy Goober, what would be a good medium smooth ball for a new two-handed bowler from Motive? Venom Shock. Venom Shock every day of the week, even on Sundays. Venom Shock. The Martian, the aliens have a death laser at the Earth. I pick Igudala. I pick Venom Shock. And a $10 super chat from Lewis. Lewis, thank you so much. Let's see, what do we have here? We have a Physics Blackout in Absolute Power, IQ Tour, IQ Ruby, Sub-Zero, Crimson Jackal, Nuclear Forge, Pride Empire, Venom Shock, Maxwell Pearl, and a Rampage Pearl. Okay, all right. First of all, thank you, Lewis, so much for the $10 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. But let's answer this. 16.5 speed, 310 rev, 9-degree tilt, and you want a 6-ball arsenal. So you're pretty much even on being a balanced bowler, which is good. Sub-Zero, I think strong smooth, I would go Sub-Zero, I think would be your strong smooth. Strong sharp would be between the Crimson Jackal and the Physics Blackout. You'd either have to shine the Physics Blackout. Then I like the Physics Blackout a little more, but Crimson Jackal works very well there. Medium smooth, you 100%. I would go I would go Absolute Power. Absolute Power or Venom Shock is really hard. I like the Venom Shock better. Absolute Power is a little... Go Venom Shock. Venom Shock and medium smooth. Medium sharp, Pride Empire. Weak smooth, IQ Tour. Weak sharp, Max Throw Pearl is what I will lock in. So thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. And that is what I would lock in for your top 6. All right, where are we at? We have missed a handful. Something just fell. That's always a good sign when things fall. We hit you. We hit that. We hit that. Dawn, would the Ion Pro be similar to the Black Venom? Yes, very, very similar. I actually have a video coming out on TikTok, like within the next couple days, where I basically say the Black Venom is Motive's version of the Ion Pro, or the Ion Pro is Storm's version of the Black Venom. Always dead. Easier to sell something new than old. Yes, absolutely. Cooper, what's the best ball of all time? Phase 2, next question. No, there really isn't. You could go IQ Tour, you could go Venom Shock, you could go Jackal Ghost, you could go High Road Pearl, Game Breaker 2 would be up there. There's a lot of really good bowling balls that could be labeled, and I'm not enough of a bowling ball historian to know the answer to that. Emerson and Hammer, we hit that. Oh, can't go wrong with the OG NV Tour. It's so good. OG NV Tour is always a great play. Always a really good play. Don, IQ Tour is a GOAT ball. Yes, it is. It is way up there. Average Yote, currently have a phase 2, seem to do better second and third game. Yes, you will definitely need a stronger ball then for game 1, Yote. Absolutely. Johnny, you throw a T-Zone, a Pitch Black, an IQ Tour Ruby, a Sneak Attack. Should I use a Black Widow if it's polished? I think that could fit because you have a lot of weaker balls, Johnny, so that would be a much stronger bowling ball, but still could fit well. Cool guy. What are some balls a two-hander should look at for Motive? So two-handed in general, like Venom Shock's always a great choice, but never think there's like two-handed specific bowling balls or one-handed specific bowling balls. Everything... It works for both, like both types of bowling, because at the end of the day, you do throw it the same, just two-handers are generally a little more rev dominant, and one-handers are generally a little more speed dominant. So that's really all you really need to worry about in that realm. All right. What? I have a Hustle X-Ray and an Ion Pro. Do you have a strong ball recommendation for a 3-ball arsenal? I would go a shiny ball. I would go like an Optimum Idol Pearl, I think would be really good for you. Pete, you have a Nationals Arsenal Critique. You have a Messenger Solid, a Rhino Teal Pro, Pure Madness, Breakaway, and a Spy. Ooh. I like it. It's a lot of smoother stuff, which is what you need for Nationals. You don't want that much shiny stuff. You have a Pure Madness for the strong ball. I don't know if you need a Messenger and a Rhino Teal Pro. They're both weaker smooth bowling balls. Breakaway is a good combo with that. Spy is definitely really good for spares. I would replace that Rhino or the Messenger, whichever one you like worse, with a slightly stronger bowling ball, because everything hooks less out at Nationals. Always a thing to remember. Everything hooks less. All right. Then we have Dead. Do you have a P.O. box to receive balls at all? I do actually. I do have a P.O. box. I have it through, I had one through my gaming account. So I should promote that on the bowling side now that I think about it. Um, Always Dead. If you do want my P.O. box, let me know. DM me either on Instagram or TikTok. You can find me just at ZVL Bowling. If any of you want to send me something on my P.O. box, don't ever feel like you have to. Just like donating, never feel like you need to do anything for me. Like, you guys watching is more than enough for me. Like, that is more than enough for me. I'm not trying to make this a I'm not trying to make this a like, please pay me so I can pay my bills. Like, I have a full-time job. But if you guys really do want to send me anything, like, I can give you my PO box. I'll put it on my, probably on my link tree or something. I'll find a place to showcase that a little bit more. But yeah, I do. Long story short, yes, I do have a PO box. Cooper, has anyone thrown the physics blackout? Because I love mine. Yeah, a lot of people on the channel have, and they all really like it. It is super, super strong, though. Very, very strong bowling ball. And what is my arsenal? So right now, if you had to just like if I had to pick 6 bowling balls for just a generic, like 42-foot easier pattern, what would I bring? Effect Tour, Phase 2, Scorpion Low Flare, Theorem, Web Pearl, or Zen Gold Label, IQ2 or Ruby. I think would be my 6. Let's see. Playful, you have the Teal Rhino Pro, Hammer Effect, and S2. Think of adding the GB5 and the Scorpion Strike. I like that. I like adding both of those. Thoughts on layouts? 400 rev, 17 to 18, slightly more rev dominant. I would go like a 4.5-inch pin on the GB. I'd go 4.5 pins on both. I'd actually match it to whatever you have your hammer effect at. I would match the layouts to it. All right. Dawn sending energy drinks. Yes, except for energy drinks. Send me all of the energy drinks you guys have. I need more. I just had my mom for Christmas gave me a 24-pack of Monster that she found at Costco. Greatest thing she's ever done. So I have a 24-pack of Monster sitting right next to me right now. Oh, I'm addicted to caffeine and it's so bad. All right, where are we at? Emerson, Arctic Vibe versus the Hammer Raw. The Vibe is going to be much earlier and just stronger in general than the Raw. LJ Poet, what's your speed off the hand? I don't know. On the monitors, I'm usually between 17 and 18 and a half, depending on where we are. Pretty higher speed, definitely. We're not really sure what that would be off the monitors. I should really know that stuff. I should know my bowling stats as I promote, like, make sure you know your bowling stats. I don't know mine. What have you heard about the Jackal Onyx? The Jackal Onyx is better than I originally thought it was going to be. I was worried originally it was going to be way too early and way too smooth. After a lot of time and seeing it more and hearing reviews about it more, it is actually just a better version of that last solid Jackal, the Jackal Ambush. It's about the same strength, earliness. Like, it still hooks early, but it's actually dynamic and sharper down lane, so it doesn't just plaque 10 for days. So it is actually a pretty good ball. So far from what I've seen. It hasn't been released yet, of course. Justin, Exotic Gem or the Eternity with Power Edge? For a two-hander, I'd go Eternity. I think Eternity, it's a little weaker. I think a little better for a two-hander. Emerson, Tropical Surge versus Arctic Vibe. Arctic Vibe still hooks more. Much stronger. HDJ, Summit Ascent or the AI, which is stronger? The Ascent is going to be a little bit stronger. Dawn, you should promote it because you only get my leftovers. Hey, I'm okay with your leftovers. That's fine. HDJ, Summit Ascent or AI, we hit that. Sub-Zero Forge is a good two-handed ball. Would it be? It is very, very strong. So it won't be the most usable if you're rev dominant, but it does look good for two-handers. All right, then we have Psych with, have you heard about the Zen Reloaded? Yes, that was like an August release from internationally that everybody thought was going to come stateside and never did. Never came stateside, and it's very disappointing. I was really hoping it did. Kevin, or Kelvin, sorry. I have an Origin as my strong sharp ball. Should I get a Raptor Rush? The Raptor Rush is going to be much weaker. It's going to be much weaker than the Origin. It is a good choice though. It is a good ball. Pete, Ultimate Defender in place of a Messenger? Yeah, I would go Ultimate Defender instead of the Messenger. Then you still have that Teal Rhino as your weaker bowling ball, but you have another strong bowling ball just in case. Because you only bowl 3 games, you usually don't need the weakest bowling balls in the world. So I like that a lot. And Far, have you heard about the Wild Absolute? No. Storm Wild Absolute. What is that? The Wild Absolute is yellow and orange. Ginger Snap Cult. NEX Solid. That's the Absolute, but with NEX Solid. Oh, I love it. I want 8 of them. I want 12 of those bowling balls. I want more than 8 of them. I want all of them. Evil Intention, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Quentin, the Black Widow legend is amazing. Any Black Widow is good. Absolutely any Black Widow is good. Let's see. Hey, Ken, thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. Gotta go. Thanks for hanging. We'll be live again next Wednesday, by the way, Ken. But thanks for hanging for a while. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. Have a great rest of your night. Hey, 60 feet. What's going on? Edward, thank you for the follow on TikTok also. Evil Intention, you love your 900 Global Exponent. Really good ball. Really good ball. Let's see. Bowler MN. Oh no, Wayne. Sorry, we missed Wayne. Adding a big ASIM to the top of your bag. You have a Black Widow 2.0 hybrid, a No Doubt, Hazmat Solid. Okay, a lot. You're looking at Criterion or Pure Envy. Go Criterion. Well, actually, you can't go wrong with either. The Pure Envy is going to be a little closer to the Black Widow 2.0. So I would go Criterion, actually. Final answer. Locking it in. Bowler MN, you have a Polaris, a CUDA, and a Super CUDA. Think about updating the Crusher to the Crusher, and the CUDAs are too smooth. Thoughts on going with the One Reverb? The One Reverb is going to be much stronger than those CUDAs. So if you want stronger, yes, absolutely. If you want a little weaker, the No Doubt could be really good for you. The No Doubt could be really, really good for you. Kenny, which bowling brand makes the most durable balls? They all are pretty much identical in durability. Yes, Motive pushes theirs pretty hard. Hammer pushes durability pretty hard. They're all pretty much identical in my opinion. In the shop, I haven't seen any bowling balls last longer than others, like a trend of any kind. And we go through a lot of bowling balls. So no, not really. Not at all. 60 feet. What's your opinion on the Origin? I feel so mixed. Oh, why do you feel mixed? It is very strong. It is probably one of the strongest shiny balls on the market. So it's a little odd. It's not the most usable for people who are really rev dominant unless there's a ton of oil. Let's see. Cooper, should I polish or sand the blackout? I'd recommend polished personally. Sanded, it would be more like your strongest ball in the bag. And Cooper, I think you said you have one, right? You said you have the strongest ball in your bag. I feel like we read your arsenal. Yeah, you have an Ion Max. If you have an Ion Max, I would not sand the blackout. And Timbit, how can I complement my Max and a Primal Rage Evo? I'd go something in between, either a smooth bowling ball below the Max, like a Phase 2, Sublime Focus, Game Breaker 5, Pride Dynasty, or I would go with a shiny ball above the Primal, Attention Star, Vibo, Crimson Jackal, Raptor Rush, something like that. And let's see. HDJ, Summit Forge or Summit Ascent? I'd go Summit Ascent, HDJ. I'd go Summit Ascent first. And 60 feet, I feel like it's really chuggy and needs a lot of oil. Yes, it does. That is the one issue with it. It is so strong that it needs a lot of oil to be good. It needs a bunch of oil to be really good. And if it doesn't have it, yeah, it's just, the core and cover are just too strong. Even though the core is not that strong numbers wise, and the cover is not that strong either. It's just, for some reason, that's how it is. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird, like the numbers say one thing and the ball reaction says another, which is odd. Timbits, you're so goated. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So it's very odd. But I think on that, we've been live for about 2 hours. So I think we're going to call it here. Thank you, everybody. 60 feet. As Luke says, it's a whole lot of lope and a whole lot of nope. Yeah, it is a lot. It is just a bunch of bunch of hook in a box. Swim, my phase 5 used to hook, but now it's not. I would recommend resurfacing it, and then you'll be good. Yeah, but we are going to call it on that for today. We have one more question from Cooper. Should I buy Power Edge polish for the AI and the blackout? I would recommend Power Edge for it. Yeah, absolutely. Evil Intention, my last ball was 15 to 20-year-old Total Inferno. Juice, that is old. That is an oldie. That is a very much oldie. 60 feet, glad I got to see you. Yeah, thanks for hopping in for the end 60 feet. Really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. All right, but that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging in. A little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming next on 12/29, 3 days. We are going to have our top 5 bowling balls of the year, and that is from December of 2023 up until December 2024. So it's going to be our top 5 bowling balls. It's going to be from all of our top 5 lists, putting them together, giving my reasoning for all of it on TikTok and on YouTube. Stay tuned for that. Tomorrow I will have a video on the new Storm ball coming out, or balls. There might be multiple. We're going to find out. Hopefully there is. That'd be awesome. Storm has really dropped one ball at a time. Wiggle, yes. Storm dropping tomorrow. Yes. It looks like it's around 1 p.m. is what the timer is saying. So the second that is done, I'm going to have a video up for you. The second we see what it is, I will have a video on YouTube and on TikTok showing what the new ball is and what my reaction is and what I think it's going to be or where it's going to fit. So make sure to subscribe on both platforms for that. I really appreciate everybody who's subbed so far. Over on YouTube, we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers. We are currently at not 5,000. I can only see 4.95, so 4950-ish. Let's check YouTube. We are at 4955, so 45 away. Thank you all who've subbed over there. TikTok, we are at like 11.5K. Thank you all over there. Those are some videos coming out soon. We have an accessory video coming out soon showing off accessories. We have a video of creating an arsenal with a viewer's arsenal. Revs on the left, if you guys remember him from TikTok from a couple of streams ago. He sent me his entire 27 ball arsenal and asked me to check it out. So I made a full like 20-minute video going through that. It's going to be a new series starting soon. We have a ton of cool content going into the new year, but I will see you guys on 1/1, so I will not be here for New Year's Eve. I'll be here for New Year's Day. Thank you guys for our final 2024 stream. Really appreciate it. You guys have been amazing this year. I really appreciate every single one of you. We will be back again next Wednesday. We'll have a post on it on YouTube, TikTok, and Insta. Go check out all of our socials, all that mumbo jumbo. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your night. TikTok, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. Have a great night, TikTok. Bye-bye. And we will end TikTok, and that one's done. YouTube, thank you so much. Going to let YouTube catch up a little bit because YouTube doesn't like to do that much, but thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week. I will see you all on the next one. I'm going to send you to a stream ending stream first. So see you tomorrow for probably a new upload with the Storm Ball. Bye-bye.